Welcome to the I Love CVille Show, guys. It's Jerry Miller. It's great to be with you on a Wednesday across Charlottesville, Albemarle County, and Central Virginia. Fantastic program lined up with John Kerber, the President and Chief Executive Officer of, I think, one of the best custom homes company in Virginia. And we're going to put his business in the spotlight, his business, Dominion Custom Homes. He is entrepreneur in his blood. He has real estate in his blood. He has positivity in his blood. The city of Charlottesville and Albemarle County in his blood. We're going to spotlight all that here on the I Love CVille Show. I'm excited to introduce you to this gentleman. I think you'll see someone who's certainly very charismatic, very likable, and very outgoing. We're going to pick his brain on anything Charlottesville, Virginia, and Central Virginia related. Before we do that, let's welcome and thank the sponsors that help make this program possible. First, Greenberry's Coffee. 28 years ago, a husband and wife tandem had a dream to build a craft coffee company at a time when only people were drinking was black coffee, maybe with some cream, maybe with some sugar. They opened this coffee company in Barracks Road Shopping Center with their roasting facility in the McIntyre Office Park. They remember 28 years ago people from Staples Barbershop coming into their coffee place and saying, you're going to have to sell more than coffee to make it in Charlottesville. Well, guess what? Today it's a global business with locations in Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Japan, soon to open in Portland, already open in Washington, D.C., Harrisonburg, Virginia, and it started right here in Charlottesville. It's these kind of stories that we celebrate and spotlight on the I Love CVille Show. I also want to thank the good doctor, Scott Wagner. Scott Wagner, Chiropractic and Sports Medicine. Who's got your back? Scott Wagner has your back. He is changing people's lives. I've seen it firsthand. We're the advertising agency of record for Scott Wagner, Chiropractic and Sports Medicine. Same with Greenberry's Coffee. When folks walk into Dr. Wagner's office, they leave eventually with their quality of life improved. Scott Wagner, who's got your back? We certainly thank you for being a part of the show. 4 people helped make this program possible from my team standpoint. Judah Wickower, Lauren Linsky, and Harris Tolber. Judah and Lauren are producers. Harris, our director. I want to salute and thank them. Perhaps I'm in front of the camera, but these folks keep me looking good, and I salute them and thank them for that. Let's welcome John to the show, Harris Tolber. John, thank you first for joining us on the program.
Well, thank you so much, Jerry. I'm really excited to be here.
I'm excited to be here to have you as well. First, before we get into it, why don't we talk about the John Kerber story? Kind of how you got to Charlottesville, what brought you to the area. Happily married. You got 2 fantastic boys, I believe.
Correct, we do.
Talk to us about what got you here to Charlottesville, Virginia.
Yeah, my wife and I moved here at the end of '99. Long story short, when we first met, all of our family and friends were Texas and East. So over a break when I was going to graduate school, we came to visit some family that was relocating to the area, and we fell in love. I mean, it's a college town. It's on the East Coast. The mountains were within an hour or 2 drive. The coast was, so the rest is history.
I have a similar story. Came here in 2000 for college. I knew very quickly that this was going to be the long-term home. I'm a die-hard sports fan.
Absolutely.
You got ACC sports
Oh,
here?
my goodness. Doesn't get any better.
Are you a sports fan?
Oh, I have a huge Tony Bennett fan.
Oh, my gosh, right?
No kidding.
I mean, he embodies so many of the qualities I feel like I would like to, I hope to embody. He seems to embody them more consistently than me. I mean, he is just like such a cool, calm and collected guy. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say it. If I had a man crush, it would be Tony Bennett.
I will say it.
I mean,
I know, absolutely.
Talk to me about what you think he's, and we'll get into the real estate. Why do you think he's having success here? Because history, with the rigorous academic standards at the university, they often work against athletics and athletes who are trying to only focus on sports. Here you can't do that at UVA. Why do you think Tony's having success here?
I think Tony just sticks to his core. No matter what, he sticks to his core, and I think you mentioned that calming presence he has about himself. I mean, whether it was that first-round loss almost a year ago, just the way he presented not only to our local community and made us proud here in Charlottesville, but across the country. I mean, he is just a calming force that is to be reckoned with. And you got to admit, his defense, what he brings to the game, it just totally shakes other teams up. They can't deal with it.
It's amazing. The pack line defense is absolutely amazing. I agree 100% with what he said. 2000, you come in here, you fall in love with the area. Talk to us about the birth story of the brand, of your business, and how, you know, we got from 2000 to 2019 with your very pristine reputation in town.
Well, thank you. Yeah, when I first came to town, I was in charge of purchasing and scheduling for a local custom builder. And after a couple of years, certain doors were closing and certain doors were opening, and my wife and I decided to take the leap and start our own company. Our very first house was a spec home that we did in the Stony Point area of the county. Looking back at it, it's kind of a scary place to start a spec house, is in the rural county. But then we were blessed immediately with some custom clients that put their trust in us to build them a new home. And from there, it's really snowballed. We've enjoyed a lot of success over the years.
The success over the years, I think, with your business, certainly with my business, a lot of it comes down to, you know, under-promising and over-delivering, understanding that each client, in a lot of ways, is your best client because they're willing to trust you with, especially in your case, building a home is like a dream for people.
It is, and it is. And actually, my business, I think, is a lot like yours, where each of your clients comes to you with a unique goal, a unique set of circumstances. And our clients come to us with a vision. No two visions are alike, and we like to look at ourselves as being able to help navigate them down the process of designing and then constructing that new home for their family.
I love it. What are some of your favorite aspects? I gotta imagine it's like interfacing with the clients. I mean, I can already tell, like, you feed off it. Undoubtedly, one of my favorite things, and it's really amplified with a show like this, is interfacing with people. How about for you?
Actually, I think it's my teams as well, if I can speak for them since they're not here. But as we're taking clients through the home building process, we have what we call our Friday updates, where they're walkthroughs of their home. And some of the neatest things are just seeing the smiles on their face, where they either details turned out better than they expected. They didn't realize that they had those components as part of their house, and they're really tickled and pleased with how their new home is coming together.
Let's talk about the dynamic, and I have a similar dynamic of working with my wife alongside the business. I think oftentimes, you know, let's cut to the chase. Face of the business. Okay, we're out in the marketplace interacting with people. Like you, we're only as strong as our team. I'm only as strong as her. She is at home with our son while working on the business. I just tremendously impressed with that. Put that in perspective for me.
Well, I mean, it's a total cliche to say, you know, behind every good man is a fantastic woman, but in my case, it is that in spades. My wife, Chris, she does a great job not only keeping our household focused and in the right direction, because I'll tell you, the wheels would fall off there if she didn't. But she does the same thing for our business. She handles the back office side of things, the accounting, and yeah, I'm the face of the business, as you put it, but the business wouldn't be where it is without my wife.
I love it. We'll create that into a sizzle reel right there, because I think it's certainly earned. And we're going to continue to make some sizzle reels here, Harris, for John. How about, I love the entrepreneurial side of things. Entrepreneurs by nature are risk takers. Custom home builders by nature are risk takers.
Only in the downside of the cycle.
Right. So I love to like pick the brains of entrepreneurs and how they like manage risk, the tactics, the strategies, you know, from like a stress standpoint, from like just going about their life standpoint. First, this question. Did you see an opportunity or a gap in the market where you could go in and fill? This was probably, what, 2002, 2003?
Yeah. I always had in the back of my mind that I wanted to do something where I'd at least have part ownership, if not full ownership. And again, when doors were opening and we decided to take that leap, we look at it and the home is actually probably a commodity more than anything else, but the customer experience and how we can deliver that's what really differentiates us. And like you mentioned, we love our clients. We love learning about what they're looking for in their new home. We love hearing about how they envision their family growing in the house. And it's just given us an opportunity to make a lot of actually really neat friends that we see walking down the downtown mall in the summer and out and about around Charlottesville.
Sizzle reel that was really good, Harris Tolber. I agree. With our client base, I mean, I'd say like 85% of our clients are friends, where we're getting invited to their weddings, we're getting invited to dinner, out for potentially, happy hour, whatever it may be. And I think if you're in the client services business, whether it's custom homes or building brands, when friendship is generated from through hard work and through trust and through building relationship equity, that says a lot about the brand and your business and what you do and how you've gone about doing it?
Well, I think it's just a byproduct of the genuineness of the process, to be honest with you.
Because, in some ways, I don't know why it is, but in some ways, like the business and the capitalistic side of things, for some reason has this like a stigma to it, and it doesn't have to. And like we are in this company, we call ourselves conscious capitalists. We run a for-profit business that is focused on leaving Charlottesville consciously in a better place than when we first arrived. Social entrepreneurship. I get the impression, throw it open-ended to you, that that's also very important to you.
Absolutely, absolutely, because Charlottesville is not only where we do business, but it's our home. It's where we're raising our sons. It's where we want to be long term. So we definitely want to have a positive impact on our community, because the last thing I want to see is flip it around, walking the downtown mall and seeing my clients run the other way, or worse yet, approaching me with pitchforks and torches.
Yeah, we don't need any more of those in Charlottesville. Let me throw this in. Marina Rickstrom's on the stream. She says, I love the Kerbers.
Marina is awesome. I've known Marina, shortly after we first moved here.
It's funny, Marina. I think you and John met at the same time. We started working together as well. If you have a question for John Kerber, throw it on the stream, and I'm happy to relay it to him. Anywhere you guys are watching, if whatever Facebook channel it is, put a question in the stream, like and share it, and we'll pass it along. Michelle Pike says, Chris Kerber, nice acknowledgement of all your efforts. Chris is your wife?
Chris is my wife. Chris is my wife. And Michelle is the realtor that we work with in marketing our Proffit Ridge community on the north side of town. Okay, and we're going to talk Proffit Ridge here shortly. Still want to highlight a little bit more of his entrepreneurial journey and his kind of birth story with his business. Give us a little bit more insight into the evolution. First, this question. I launched my company in 2008. Almost 7 months into the company, I did not have a single client, and I had burned through $32,000 of our life savings on some of the most ridiculous purchases that, if you think about in hindsight, I was like, why in God's name did I buy 25 custom hats for my brand when I had no business, okay? This is what the guy said. Well, if you buy 25 hats, you can get that price from $19 to $16 when I only needed one hat. You're making money. You're making money right there.
So here's where I'm going here. 6-7 months in, I was terrified. Not a single client. I tell this story often. I would go to the Panda Garden Buffet on Emmett Street with Ziploc bags, and when they were not watching, I was scooping food into Ziploc bags, and that was our food for a couple days and my dog's food for a couple days. What I'm saying is skin in the game, back against the wall. Did you have any similar moments with your business where you're like, oh my gosh, is this going to work?
Not quite as dramatic, but being an entrepreneur can be a isolating, scary thing at times, and that's why you have to surround yourself with a fantastic network. And honestly, in Charlottesville, you have that in spades with a lot of the individuals that I've come across. But yeah, there are times where you're wondering how much longer you can keep the wolf away from the door during the different times in the market. How
about those times or that moment? Did you have the aha, where you were like, can look back on hindsight and you're like, oh my gosh, I got something for you. For me, it was doing business with Andy McClure, restaurateur, owner of the Biltmore, the Virginian. He owned West Main at the time. He owned 3 on the corner, Citizen Burger Bar. For me, I was like, I'm servicing this guy who's at the pinnacle of his profession, and he's happy with me. And I'm like, this guy can go anywhere, and he's sticking with me. And I was like, maybe I got something here.
That's a true testimony right there. That totally is to the business you built. Ours is probably a little bit more understated. I remember over one holiday break when we left town for a period of time to go visit some family and friends, and I was just reflecting back on how busy I was during the year. But then it hit me how busy I was during the year. And once we got to a point where we had a lot of our referrals coming from our realtor friends, which is a testimony because realtors are awesome and they are highly protective of their clients, and they want their clients to have the best experience. So when they bring them to somebody like me or a mortgage lender, they want to make sure that their client has that best experience, right? Because they're the ones that...
They're the liaison.
Exactly,
yeah.
Exactly. So that is probably the closest thing I have to what you were talking about.
How about this is tough, okay? You are a custom home builder, so you have to have everyone like you, okay? You got to have the agents like you got to have the lenders like you got to have the clients like you got to have the county like you got to have the city like you if you're doing it in the city. How do you manage that? That is no easy task.
No, and honestly, there are times where you have to broach the bad news subjects, if you will, and the way I've always treated that is I'd always like to, don't sugarcoat it and don't hide it from me. Tell me what it is and lay it out there, and then we can deal with it. And we found that that's been really, really well received, whether it was our clients, a building official, a realtor.
How about when you choose to go down the road of custom? There's so many different, I think, niches or verticals with a builder. You got the... you got the Ryan Holmes model, you got the custom model, you got the high-end custom model, you got the builders that specialize in perhaps more in remodels, you got the builders that are going in the spec game, the builders that are taking plans when the money's in hand and not in the spec game. Why? Talk to us about the verticals you chose and why.
We've done, I would say, quite a bit of what you just mentioned. We've done the spec game, we've done and we continue to work with a lot of our clients on remodels and refreshes of their current or existing home. We've found where we really resonate is a custom model. And it can be so confusing out there because of great websites being housed, Pinterest. There's so many ideas, and the problem we find our clients is they have decision paralysis just because there's so much information out there. So what we've really tried to focus in on is helping somebody identify truly what their dream is and then help guide them through the process. We've got a lot of great designers and decorators that I kind of joke, but their sole purpose is really to help people keep a continuity of design as they go through their home, because it would be quite easy with all the information out there that their home could look like Epcot, where you got, China here, the United States over here, Spanish influences over here. But our job is to really dive down and do that deep dive, figure out what they're really looking to do, and then help them figure out the best way to achieve that.
I love it. I love it. Let's thank some folks for joining us, okay? Let's thank Sarah Hill Buczynski for watching right now. Thank you, Sarah Hill Buczynski, Leslie Gourdet, Christopher Eagle, Laura Kelly, who's coming on the show on Friday. We're going to have live music on the set here on Friday with one of Charlottesville's best musicians, Laura Kelly. Amanda Anastasio, I see you right now. Thank you for watching. Andre Xavier, thank you for watching. Tim Ryan, thank you for watching. Like and share the feed would mean the world to us here with the I Love CVille Show. The whole premise of the program is to feature the best of Charlottesville, Virginia influencers and people that are making Charlottesville better, like this gentleman right here. How about this question? And this is a challenging one for you, okay? Builders, custom home builders, and what you do, in a lot of ways, you can build like mini ecosystems. You can build like mini neighborhoods. I mean, you're having like, I'm going to straight up say it, almost like a generational impact potentially on a community if you do it right. Because if you build, and we'll highlight one of them, if you build one, it's Proffit Ridge. Proffit Ridge, with what you're doing there, this literally is going to impact generations to come. Families raising their kids, having their grandkids come, Christmas, Thanksgiving, incredible memories. You don't take that lightly, I would imagine.
No, absolutely not. I mean, when you build a community, for example, like Proffit Ridge, we've got families in there that ranged from young families where their kids are just starting to go off to school to empty nesters, and then everybody kind of in between. And it is so neat whether you're driving around during the holidays and you see that people's driveways are loading up and the inflatables are popping up in front of houses with the young kids, and you know that you had a hand in setting that stage for that family and those memories. And you're absolutely right. The homes that we build today are going to be around for many, many years, and we are extremely proud of that.
Laura Kelly, certainly grateful, and no problem with the shout out. She's coming Friday to play some music on the show. Looking forward to that. How about the Proffit Ridge model, the idea, the concept, the vision, the sweat equity that goes into it? Start early. When you're like you and your wife.
Yep, and my dad, he was a financial backer on that. He still is.
And you're thinking about building a neighborhood. I mean, just saying that, the magnitude of that, I'm going to build a neighborhood.
Well, you do things when you're younger that you wouldn't probably do now. So
that's true.
The risk is, you're not as wise to the risk. But yeah, so basically we identified a area of the county on the north end where there was some beautiful property. We put a couple of different parent parcels together, if you will, and then took it through the subdivision process, and we're super excited and very proud of it. I mean, it is 18 lots. We have about 7 lots left. The homes in there range from in the 800s to just under 2 million, including the land. And like I mentioned, we've got a very diverse group of homeowners, but a fantastic group. I mean, actually a group of them within the last 4 to 6 months have started our own little Proffit Ridge Fridays after 5 is what they're calling it. So once a month we'll get together at a different homeowner's house. That's and awesome. Get together for a time of hors d'oeuvres and a couple of cocktails. And
let me throw this to you. How do you, I mean, that's got to make you feel good. I mean, the sense of community is already in place and the development's not even finished. I mean, that is a testament to your vision and the plans that are in play. I know because you're a modest man that you're going to share the credit with the folks that are on your team.
I can't, you're absolutely right. I can't take it, and I don't even think my team can take it. It's just, we have such fantastic homeowners, and the fact that the homeowners get together and are able to network and have, it's just amazing, the little community that it has inspired.
What I love about the location is you have the serenity and the peace and the tranquility that comes with the county. As someone who lives in Redfields, myself, that's what attracted me to Redfields. But then you have the proximity and the convenience to the city.
I know.
And what you're doing at Proffit Ridge, I mean, is almost the exact same thing. I love the location.
It's a fantastic location. I mean, we're kind of on that de facto northern bypass of Proffit Road to Route 20 to go from the north side of town down to Pantops very quickly. But we have so many people that come to us that are looking for rural lots. Our lots range in size from 2 to 7 acres. And they're just blown away when I tell them, yeah, but you can also get a gig of internet speed out there. You don't have to do dial-up. You don't have to do...
That's huge.
I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing, especially when our clients are maybe coming from outside of the area. They're looking to keep that connectivity. It just doesn't really happen on large lots like that.
We got a question. Ask John how he allows his clients to build their dreams into their homes by writing on the posts in their home.
Well, one of the things that our clients have done is, whether it's a scripture or a dedication or something like that, we bring this up because we do it all the time. A lot of people don't think about it, but some people will scribble out an inspirational saying in the concrete. Some will actually write it on the subfloor so it's under the hardwood forever for the life of that home. And a lot of people really enjoy having the home blessed in that way before they actually move in.
Marina Ringstrom says Proffit Ridge is a little gem in town.
Thank you,
giving
Marina.
You some props.
Thank you, Marina.
Randy Tolber says, hello, I Love CVille team. I'm tuning in and watching from London. Harris Tolber, why don't get in the mix here. Randy Tolber is watching right here. Who's Randy Tolber? Watching from London.
That's amazing.
Yes.
That's amazing.
What do you got, Harris?
Yeah, Randy Tolber's my mother.
Oh, right.
And, she is on a month-long trip in London right now, working for CFA Institute. Shout out to my mom.
Hey, put it back on me over here, okay? Because I'm going to give you some props right here. This is the newest addition to the team, Western Albemarle High School graduate, James Madison University graduate. Randy Tolber, you're watching right now. I got nothing but love and some serious respect for your son. He has made our team better since he's come on, embodies team qualities. Mrs. Tolber, you made a good one right there, and I absolutely mean that. We're going to throw questions back to John on Proffit Ridge. You know, I highlighted the convenience, I highlighted the proximity to the city and all the amenities that it has to offer. What I like about the neighborhood as well is it caters to various demographics of people looking for a home. I mean, you could have the homeowner that is starting the family or has the big family already or is looking, you know, in my case, you know, maybe it's someone who's Irish Catholic that wants a big family. Okay? One's fine, but you know what? You know how the saying is.
Well, we can build for that. We can build for that.
Where I'm going is you have options. Talk to us about that.
Absolutely. I mean, it is, like I mentioned, not only are the homeowners diverse, but the size and the scale of the homes in there are as well. The smallest home in there, I think, is 2,900 square feet, and it goes drastically up from there. We have people that come to us because if they're still in the workplace, we're not that far from the Charlottesville airport and kind of connecting them across the country. We have a lot of people that are still either telecommuting or commuting up to Northern Virginia because we're on the north side of town. And you just can't beat being in rural Albemarle County. It's beautiful. The vistas, and we have Charlottesville.
Like God's country.
And we have a Charlottesville address. So I mean, it's not even fair, Jerry. It's not even fair.
Dude, you made a good decision.
Absolutely,
you made a good decision right there. How about this question for you? When you are, you know, you're building the neighborhood, when you're putting the vision in place, what are the steps? I mean, do it from a layman's perspective here. You have an idea first, I would think. And then what's the next step? The financing? Or finding the land?
Well, we had the funding in place, and we had the land, and honestly, it's one of the stereotypical rolling communities in the county that affords some views of the Southwest Mountains, the range of hills that run between Route 20 and Route 22 in the distance. We have some lots that are flatter. We have some lots that have ravines. We have lots with streams through it. I mean, and the fact, like Marina mentioned, it's just a gem within the city. It's a very unique piece of property, and we're very proud to be associated with it.
I love it. How about, tough question for you. First tough one, okay? How about, as an entrepreneur and visionary, what's it like working with the county to get things approved? I've got to imagine, you know, jumping through some hurdles, very bureaucratic process. I'm just curious of what that's like.
It can be. I mean, for the most part, the folks that I run across at the county, they just want to do their job, and they want to do it really well. Some of the things that we've run into are some of the things that will trip up any developer after a subdivision has been created. For example, stream buffers that weren't in place when we had the property subdivided.
Talk to us layman's terms with that.
Stream buffer is basically where they say within what they define as a stream, you can't develop within 100 feet on either side. Okay. So the lots, again, that we have out there being 2 acres are quite large, but if you have to navigate a stream buffer or something like that, that can really throw you for a loop. So, for example, the home that we currently live in, we had to deal with that on our lot. So the downside is you have to take a few steps to mitigate with some plantings of some native vegetation and things like that. The upside is we have a very cool stream running through our backyard.
I love it. I love it. So as the project is evolving, you continue to have to be, you know, the things that we do, I think, successful entrepreneurs do, is they have an ability to pivot and be nimble when things arise. What I have to do constantly, you know, on behalf of our clients is perhaps put out fires or figure out solutions that from their end seem like, you know, roadblocks that we can't get beyond. Had to deal with that on Friday, where I came up with an idea. Sometimes the client is so working in their business that they're not seeing like the big picture of everything out because they're so focused of running the business from a day-to-day standpoint. And then when you get some fresh outside perspective, you're seeing things from a different way. Where I'm going with this with you as an entrepreneur, and clearly a successful one, your ability to pivot as the project goes on. How important is that? And can you put that in perspective for us in any way?
Yeah, I mean, it could be simple things as far as building a house and things don't line up on the blueprints quite as well as you thought, so you have to come up with some solutions and be able to provide the homeowner with a couple of choices. And honestly, some of the best projects are because we've had to think a little bit on your feet, as you were talking about, Jerry. With regard to the county, we've been very blessed in that we haven't had any issues like that have been quite as bad.
How about the willingness to, here's one thing that I have to do often is, I got this idea, and it's this, and that. And then I'm having to come in and be like, well, this idea is really good, and I appreciate where you're coming from, and I understand it's coming from the heart, and I'm not trying to squash your vision. But I think it would be better suited in this capacity, and it's because of this, and that. That initially for me, in the first couple years of running my business, was so hard because I wanted to be, in a lot of ways, yes to all my clients. And oftentimes being the guy that's like, yes to all your clients. In the back end, at least in my business, could be a disservice, where perhaps what they want is, no, and here's why. Oh, Jerry, you taught me something, I get it.
Yeah, absolutely. You're the professional in your field, and they come to you seeking out your professional wisdom. And the same for me as a builder. And what I want to do is make sure that I understand their vision, what they're looking to achieve, but then I owe them a duty that if I've come across something or if I've done it differently for past clients, to just basically share my knowledge. At the end of the day, it's still their decision. But if I, like you said, just say yes, you are truly doing them a disservice.
How about the ability to weather tough times? So many times, I think it's we have shows like Shark Tank that's airing on television constantly, whether it's on ABC network TV or whether it's on CNBC running in syndication, and shows like The Proffit with Marcus Lemonis that I absolutely love. Love watching these shows. I love reading Inc. magazine because I find it inspiring, and I'm able to take things from these shows and these magazines and apply it to my business. But where I'm going with this is it's turned entrepreneurship into essentially like a rock star's lifestyle. And I'm going to tell everybody who's watching, entrepreneurship is not a rock star's lifestyle. I clean the toilets and take out the trash. No BS. I clean the toilets and take out the trash. Put that in perspective, and we'll get a little deeper into that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I do everything from meeting with my very well-heeled clients to picking up trash as I'm walking through with our job super doing progress walks. You're absolutely right. I mean, as an entrepreneur, you literally roll your sleeves up, sometimes your pant legs, and jump right in. And because you got to get dirty, the job gets done. And at the end of the day, we're working for our clients. So they put their trust in us, and we don't take that lightly.
How about, and Michael Guthrie says, Roy Wheeler Realty Company is a proud team to be representing John Kerber and his Proffit Ridge Community. Throwing that to you there.
Well, thank you. Yeah, Michael, I met Michael a number of years ago. And
Great guy.
Oh, fantastic guy. I've know him through some faith and leadership things outside of business as well. But yeah, I can't say enough about Michael and the team he's built. The
entrepreneur side where things get tough. 2008, when I launched my business, some folks are like, why would you launch your business in an economic downturn, in a depression? In a lot of ways, the best time to launch your business, because if you can survive if you could survive a depression, 2008 was a depression. If you can survive that, then you're going to do well in the good times here. You launched your business prior to 2008. Talk to us about, and take as much time as you need here, how you weathered that. I mean, a lot of custom home builders went hasta luego, so long, sayonara, the lights are out.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that was really our first down cycle, so to speak, because the previous one, especially in the building business, I was still in college and, young and dumb and didn't know any better what I was getting myself into. In 2008, we from the beginning we set up a very conservative, very slim overhead model for our business, and that really helped us to not only weather 2008 but to grow. And so we had fantastic clients. We didn't have a large land position. We didn't have a lot of spec product out at the time.
Balance sheet was nice, huh?
It was nice, and I'd like to say, other than being conservative, it was all, my grand plan to begin with, but we were extremely blessed and lucky.
I want to get a little deeper in that. Corbin Snow, thank you for watching. CEO Snow Nose. We're almost done with your website, Corbin. I think you're really going to like what we're doing
Corbin's
here.
a great guy.
Yeah, he's watching right now. Corbin is a great guy. Another entrepreneur. I love celebrating entrepreneurs.
Absolutely. You ever see Corbin get on the Jumbotron at JPJ?
I have.
Isn't that awesome?
Yes. Corbin, is this right? And put this in the stream here, Corbin, if you're watching. Did the Jumbotron at JPJ catch you and your beautiful wife giving a kiss? I think you guys did, and that's what I was at that game and saw you on the Jumbotron. Am I right there, Corbin Snow? Let us know in the chat if you could.
I think that needs to go on the new website.
Yeah. You're making jokes right now, John Kerber. He's getting loose. I like that. How about, did you see it coming, 2008? Were the market conditions, interest rate, could you see it coming?
We kind of talking about being an entrepreneur and how isolating can be. We're actually been involved with the past 15, 16 years with a group of builders from across the country where we're all small boutique custom builder entrepreneurs, and it allows us to share best practices. But yes, I did see from some of their markets that they were starting to slow down, but they were also kind of a good canary in the coal mine type of thing for us. So we knew it was there. Being in Charlottesville, we really didn't feel the high highs or the low lows. Yeah. Absolutely. Some of them had to go through a lot more than what we ever did. And quite honestly, some of my peers in that group didn't make it.
I think we take that for granted often, and maybe that's not the right term, but as entrepreneurs, as small business owners, as mid-cap, as large-cap owners, whatever category you fit in, Corbin says, "Oh yeah," emoji kiss face, emoji kiss face. He was on it. Corbin, I love it, baby. We take for granted the insulation and the protection we have because of the university, because of CFA, because of State Farm having their second largest office outside of Bloomington in the market. Martha Jeff. LexisNexis. We have major companies in here, and with the university in here, we truly have a sense of protection and insulation from maybe national market conditions. Not to say that 2008 and 2009 wasn't brutal, but like you said, it wasn't like it was like Las Vegas or like Detroit or Cleveland. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, being that we don't do a lot of spec product, it's hard for me to talk intelligently about that, but I can tell you, with the amount of housing stock that we had on the ground then, and even today, Michael can talk to that a lot better than I can, but we really don't ramp up as far as supply. So, and we have such a fantastic community with those big employers that you were talking about, that there's always going to be, and face it, anybody that comes to drop off their kid at UVA, they want to come back. They want to come back.
It's incredible. I truly believe it. So I'm second generation UVA. I remember coming here as a youngster, adolescence, teen years, and then the college tour, going to the football games because my dad loved coming here. He went to University of Virginia, had 4 fabulous years, and I feel like there's no better ambassador or champion for the Charlottesville, Albemarle County, and Central Virginia communities than the university, because in a lot of ways, I don't know about you, but those 4 years in college, oh my gosh, and that's me. That's a story for off the show. But John, so much fun. This rite of passage time we all experience just really opened up my eyes to adulthood, to fun, and to this community. And as a result, Charlottesville got its hooks in me, and that's why I'm here today.
Yeah, we came here 20 years ago, right? Where I grew up was in the Midwest. We didn't have anywhere near the amount of history.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up outside of Lansing.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Michigan State territory?
Michigan State,
okay.
Yeah. So I got to admit, I'm the only happy guy when Michigan State and UVA play because it's a win-win for me. Exactly.
Yeah. So you're a huge Mateen Cleaves fan. Charlie Bell?
Yeah.
Mo
yeah,
Peep?
Yeah, Mo Peep.
Yeah.
Back in the day. So
Were they
yeah.
the Flintstones, right?
Yeah. Actually, I'm so old. I'm so much older than you. I went to a Magic Johnson basketball camp growing up.
Dude,
kid
this
you
is
not.
no BS. I'm
kid
about
you
to
not.
say something that, okay, you need to correct me here. When you walked in here, no BS. I was like, okay, this guy's like 40. 41?
I love you. It's
Come on.
obvious you're in sales.
No,
It's so
come on.
obvious you're in sales.
What is it? Can I ask?
I will be 48 this year.
You're aging well.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
He's aging really.
I'd like to say it's diet and exercise, but it's really neither.
Are you not dieting and exercising?
Don't tell my wife.
Okay, she's watching. Is she watching right now?
I hope not.
Well,
but
Michelle
probably.
Pike is going to pass it along, and so is Marita.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will.
Well, Kate, I didn't mean to interrupt you there. Talk to me a little bit about like what you were going with.
I lost my train of thought, to be honest with you.
We were talking about growing out, outside Lansing, and how Charlottesville can get its hooks into people and keep them coming back to the community.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so beautiful. I mean, the people here are so friendly. The reason I'm not in Michigan anymore is snow. I mean, we get a snowstorm here, and it's gone in, 24, 36 hours? So, and the people like yourself that go to UVA, they have had such a positive experience, and they go back to the reunions year after year. I think I heard Michael talk the other day where reunion weekend is so big. Now there's a couple of
two.
Yeah, I mean that's huge.
That is huge.
That's huge.
How about the advice you give to people that want to build a new home? I mean, is it going to be the forever home? I mean, the average person, I believe, moves every 7 years. Historically, and national data would suggest every 7 years. I kind of fit into that category. Some people get, almost ADD with their home or restless. Now, as you get mature and as you build memories and you start seeing your little boy like walking and crawling in the living room, those planks of hardwood floors start meaning more than when it was just like you and your buddies in the condo.
Oh, wait till you start putting ticks on the door jamb
Right.
and things like that.
Right,
as
and
you
I can
grow.
already see it.
Yeah.
I can already see it. Talk to me a little bit about this, and we'll get into the topic a little bit deeper.
Well, you're absolutely right. I mean, we are much more of a fluid society than when I was a young man. And so our families do move around a lot, but what we always do is we encourage our families to look at it as though it's a long-term play for them, and that maybe mobility is different in 20 years than it is today.
You're talking one-level living?
I'm talking at least first-floor master. We do a lot of homes that, because whether it's the homeowner today or their aging parents that come to visit them, sometimes mobility is an issue. So we try to do a lot of step-free entries into the home. We encourage them to think about doorways that would allow them to navigate with a walker or wheelchair should be necessary. A lot of other things as far as like showers that are curbless. And so I'll be honest, I'm enjoying it today where I don't really have to worry about mobility. But as my wife and I are thinking about building another house, we're thinking about bringing the second floor guest room down to the main floor along with the main floor master, because we can see that it's getting more difficult for our parents to navigate stairs and things like that. We still have 2 teenage sons, and we're going to put them at the exact opposite end of the house from us if we can absolutely
Just
do
as long
it.
as they can't sneak out of the house like I did.
Yeah, well,
Do you have boys like that?
Yeah, don't. I hope not. I hope not. My hair's going gray quick enough.
I certainly did way too much of that. Let me throw this as far as perspective that comes with age, and how that perspective has been applied to your business. A good example for me is just having my little boy. Turns a year old March 20th. And in that year, I feel
That's
like...
coming around the corner. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you. The 12 months has felt like 12 minutes, but at the same time, it's felt like 12 years, if that makes any sense at all.
Add a couple more to the mix, Jerry.
Yeah, I cannot even imagine, dude. I cannot, and I love him to death. The best, hardest thing ever.
Yeah.
That's how especially this is the first year. Where I'm going with this is in just such a short time of not even a year of him being on Earth, have gained incredible perspective and see how it could apply to my business. Calmed me down, less reactive when things don't go right in the business for me. See the team guys is even more important. Look at them as family, because we're all working on the same goal same team to a common goal. How about with you? Because I learn from the guests and I learn from the meetings I have. How has age and perspective helped you with the business?
Well, tying it back to the family conversation that we were just having, I think my wife and I have been married just over 20 years now. So I'm definitely not as selfish and as self-centered as I used to be. Kids are an incredible blessing, but at the same time, very humbling. And you'll find that out as he talks a little bit more, Jerry. But yeah, your perspective as you age, you mellow, you really take stock of what's important. And I'll be honest, the things that I thought were important 25 years ago are not even close today.
I feel the same. I feel the same. Another thing I struggle with, and I would like some advice. With owning an advertising agency, it's in a lot of ways confessional for entrepreneurs. I hear the good, the bad, and the ugly from so many different fields. And like every day I'm having meetings, 4, 5, 6 meetings with C-suite type folks, CFOs, CEOs, CMOs, and learning. Like it's almost like an MBA crash course every day. It's awesome. It's awesome. And it really is like broadened my horizon on a lot of stuff. Where I'm going with this is the struggle of balancing work and family. We are a one paycheck family. Everything that happens in this determines what happens at home, determines them. 7% raises every year for the fellas.
That's awesome.
So I struggle with it because I have to grind to keep the momentum. But as I'm grinding to keep the momentum, I am away from my little guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a type A struggle. I mean, you want to go 100% in every direction out there. And as you get older, and I wish there was a silver bullet, because you're going to still continue to struggle to get that balance in your life between faith, family, and work. But that's one of my goals, and it continues to be one of my goals. I continually fall up short, but the beautiful thing is every day is a new day.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. You gain perspective through age. You gain perspective from working with clients. You gain perspective through international builder shows, which you attended last week. Put that in perspective for us.
Yeah, so we are members of the National Association of Home Builders, and every year they have a builder show where they share kind of the latest in products and processes and benchmarking ideas and things like that. So my wife, Chris, she and I went out last week, and we were able to see a lot of neat things from the product floor, whether it be appliances, storage opportunities, and cabinetry. And they even have a couple of homes that they have built in that local market, so you can kind of see what the decorators, architects, and builders put in that.
Is it easy or difficult to take from other markets and apply to Charlottesville, or is every market its unique animal?
There are some things that are very specific. For example, it was out in Las Vegas, so high desert is going to be totally different construction and architecture than what we typically build for our clients here in Charlottesville. But there are a lot of things that we're able to apply. I mean, I've got a friend in Indianapolis who has incorporated a pocket door system. You wouldn't think Indiana that you would, because of the harsh weather that they have, especially this time of year. But
why? Because the pocket door system doesn't offer as much protection from the inclement weather?
Well, think about it as the pocket door is allowing you to open the house from inside out. So
I love it.
It's huge. Yeah. And you definitely think of it in California markets, the mild markets, Arizona and things like that. But you wouldn't think about it in Indiana. But they definitely have incorporated it and done it really well.
How about advancements of technology and how it applies to custom home building? Some specifics, and in layman's terms. We're not as smart as you. I mean, advancements in technology and how it applies to your business.
Yeah, I mean, just how tight and energy efficient we're able to build homes today. I mean, I liken it to almost like an igloo cooler compared to how it used to be, the drafty old home, and you kind of see the drapes move with the breeze outside. So how tight we're sealing the house, how efficiently we're using energy when we bring it in, whether it's through our appliances, our heating and cooling systems, our water heating, things like that. We've got clients that we're introducing a lot of solar voltaic power into the house. But there's also just some cool whiz-bang features, I like to call them, where the whole home automation, where our trade partners are allowed our clients to hit one button, and they call it a welcome scene, where lights come on, window blinds open, music starts in the background. Just really cool, kind of Jetsons type stuff.
You clearly love what you do. And what's the cliche, the saying? And it's not even a cliche, it's so true. If you make your passion your profession, you never work a day in your life.
It makes it so easy to get out of bed in the morning.
I wake up at 4:45, and I wake up like, I am so pumped to start the day. I'm like, I cannot wait to like kick this day's you-know-what. And I get up, I'm like, I know I'm gonna own Wednesday.
There you go, there you go.
And it radiates, and it like, people are drawn to it. I mean, put that in perspective with you, because you have that quality.
Well, it's that, and you're right, people are drawn to that positive vibe that you're sending out, because you're where you want to be, you're where you're made to be. The last thing you want to be is around somebody that every day they wake up, it's Monday, right? And they just, you kind of feel the energy being sucked right out of you along with theirs. Yeah, I love my job. I love being able to sit in front of the computer and work on proposals and presentations for my clients. I love being able to walk out in the job site and smell the sawdust and talk with the trade partners that are doing a fantastic job of taking a house from blueprints to something our clients can move into. It's just so much fun and so rewarding.
I love that answer. Let's sizzle reel that answer. Let's call it positivity, Harris. That one's a really, really good answer right there. I feel the same with what we do here. Building custom homes throughout the Charlottesville area? Put that in perspective for us.
Yeah, just geographically, we build from the northern side of Albemarle County. We've wrapped up one out off of Afton Mountain last summer. We built down south 29 corridor, the North Garden area, a lot towards Keswick. While we do have a subdivision of Proffit Ridge, our primary business model is to build our homes wherever the clients would like us to go.
Your primary business model is making dreams a reality.
Pretty much. Wherever the client would like to go, we're very happy to help them. Nelson County, down there as well. Beautiful, beautiful land down there.
I love it. Charlottesville, Virginia. You've talked about some of the things you love. Charlottesville, Virginia, some of the things you would change, John.
That's a tough one. That is a really tough one.
Especially for a positive guy, because you see the positive in everything like I do. Yeah. Nothing you would change about Charlottesville?
I'm sure there is, but I'm having a really hard time thinking about it, Jerry.
People complain about traffic often, and I'm like, guys, this is traffic.
Nothing. This is nothing.
Go to Northern Virginia. We have an office in New Jersey,
yeah.
and we fly into LaGuardia, or we fly into Newark. That's traffic.
Yeah.
This is a piece of cake.
I circled the block 4 times maybe here to find a parking spot out on the street because I'm too cheap to use the parking garage, right? But is that bad? And that was at noon. That's at lunchtime.
Right, that's at peak time.
Exactly.
And you still found parking.
A great parking spot.
And people knock downtown for having no parking. It might not be the parking space that you want right in front of your boutique or right in front of the restaurant you want to go to. You may have to walk a block or two, but so what?
Absolutely, yeah.
It's the glass is half full or half empty type of perspective.
It's all how you look at it.
All how you look at it. A couple things here. We're 57 minutes in. You've absolutely crushed it. I'm truly, truly grateful for your time.
It's been a lot of fun.
I want to get some sizzle reels on your business that we can send to you. Before we do that, I'm going to talk hobbies, interests, passions for you.
Sure.
Some of your passions.
Well, we talked about sports. I love basketball. Grew up playing basketball.
Were you a 3? A 2?
I was a forward. I was a forward. Yeah. So.
Did you have some handles? Shoot from outside?
Not really.
Okay. You were a bruiser underneath?
I don't know if I'd call myself a bruiser, but I was definitely a lot leaner. My vertical was a lot more than it is today.
So you could dunk?
I could.
You're tall. What are you like? 6'4"?
6'4".
Okay, 6'4" with what? Do you have a 32-inch vertical? 33?
I'm not exactly sure. Just enough to get it in the bucket.
Okay.
Just enough to get it in the bucket.
Modest. So modest. What, you play in the high school team growing up?
Yeah, I played a high school team and intramural ball in college.
Okay, so sports?
Sports are a big thing, and as you become, as your son grows and your family grows, watching your kids play. I mean, honestly, I think I get more worked up and I sweat more. I sweat more watching my son play. He plays soccer. We didn't get a soccer team until I graduated high school. So, I mean, that just happens in the Midwest. But my son will be playing soccer, and I'll find my leg twitching as I'm trying to help him kick the ball. So,
because you're a competitive guy.
A little bit.
Yeah,
A little
I would
bit.
say you're uber
little bit.
competitive.
A
Me
little
too,
bit.
dude. Me too. Got a question from Neil Williamson.
Hey, Neil.
Yeah, from the Enterprise Free Forum.
Free Enterprise Forum.
Free Enterprise
Yeah,
Forum. Sorry,
he's
thank
a
you for correcting me.
fantastic guy.
Yeah, great stuff. I love his content. Follow him on Twitter. Follow Neil Williamson, guys, on Twitter and his website. Here's the question he asked for you. How does the regulatory environment in Albemarle compare with the other localities you operate in?
Well, honestly,
Good question.
Neil, yeah, it's a great question. It's a great question. We've only really developed property in Albemarle County, so that's really my only baseline, Neil. And then with regard to pulling permits outside of the county, it's all more or less paperwork. So I don't really have a good answer for you there.
Okay, I got that. I like that. I appreciate the straightforwardness. Let me throw this to you here. How about restaurants? How about breweries, wineries? Do you enjoy, who doesn't enjoy good food or drink from time to time?
Absolutely. We love the 151 corridor. We love Wild Wolf. We love Devil's Backbone. My father-in-law and mother-in-law are in town right now, so
that's awesome.
Give a shout out to Larry and Judy Gove. But my father-in-law, whenever he comes up, he likes to drive from Austin, Texas. It's a 2-day drive, but he takes home cases of Virginia wine.
Okay.
Yeah, so they've been out to King Family Vineyard. They've been out to Barbersville. I think they're going to Pippin Hill today.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
Restaurants.
Love Dooners. We love, from Dooners to Tip Top to Citizen Burger Bar to... I don't know. Now you got me on the spot.
Well, Dooner, we broke some news on the show. Laura Fonner, the executive chef at Dooners, now going to be the new owner at Dooners. It's going to start next summer.
Oh, wow.
Seller-fi deal as the current owner retires, keeps that rev stream going, and allows someone who's been for 19 years of giving her life pregnant, working the bar, working the back of the house as the executive chef as well. She is now going to be the new owner with this deal. I love stories like that. Talk to me about that.
That's fantastic. So happy to hear that for her. I mean, just that testimony of her working while pregnant, doing what she loves. I mean, that's exactly what we were talking about.
It's a dream.
Yeah, you can tell it's her passion.
I think, and I say this not in a tooting the horn fashion, but I think if any entrepreneur at any level of success, if you're able to pay your bills by making your passion your profession, you are fortunate. Being able to do what you want to do to help, whether you're making a lot, whether you're making a little bit, whether you're making, whatever, if you're doing it through your passion, you're fortunate. And
yeah, it's not just a paycheck. It's not just a paycheck.
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Any perspective you can offer on that? Because I truly feel fortunate when it comes to that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we were talking about kids. I mean, you can't. That's an intangible. Being able to have the flexibility as an entrepreneur, whether it's to spend time with your son now or to attend some school function in the future. I mean, it's just amazing, and you really can't quantify it.
Do you think about legacy? Your legacy at all? Do you think about kids taking over the business at all? I mean, obviously they're really young. They're teenage.
Yeah, 12 and
14,
14. 12 and 14.
Really young. I'm sure they're already getting, obviously, incredible exposure to the business, maybe sometime working part-time in the business. My folks had me working at 12 years old, with their busting tables. Had a little business in the neighborhood I grew up in, Williamsburg, Kingsmill, where I would I'd go around knocking on the doors, getting the yard work and the pet sitting jobs. And then I had a team of 5 fellas that were on the soccer team. They'd do the work. I'd shave a percentage off for myself. They would go to do the work. I'd ride my bicycle around to make sure the jobs got done and interface with the client.
That's entrepreneurship 101 right there.
Right. That's how I learned it.
Yeah.
That's how I learned it. And then where I'm going with this is I often think legacy and my son, now that I have one, and how it could apply the business to him. Do you ever think about stuff like that?
I do. My wife and I were just talking about this the other day. I think my sons are so much smarter than I was at their age, and I know that's going to continue for them. As a father, I want them to find their passion, the thing that gets them up at 4:45, like you were talking about. If it's building, fantastic. We've got plenty of time to navigate that. If it's not, I just hope they find that thing that makes them want to spring up in the morning and get out there, where it's not just a paycheck, but it's that lifestyle.
I love it. Let's sizzle reel that, Harris. Let's call that legacy. as we package it for John. We'll close the show in. We're about 64 minutes in. You crushed it. I want to create another sizzle reel here for you on your business, on Dominion Custom Homes. What does Dominion Custom Home stand for? What is made Dominion Custom Home successful? And why can people that want to make their home a reality, their dream a reality, why should they trust Dominion Custom Homes?
Well, that's just it. Trust is what it all hinges on, because it is such a huge investment. It's an investment of the family's capital. It's an investment of time. It's an investment of an emotion, and we take that very seriously. And what we want to do is, like we talked about before, do that deep dive to really understand what our client's vision is, and that allows us to make sure that we can under promise and over deliver, as you mentioned.
I love it. I love it. Amy Hatfield, author.
Yes.
Author. She says, "Hey John, hey Jerry, building with John and Dominion Custom Homes is an easy experience. The best builder in Charlottesville. The entire Kerber family is now part of our family. True assets to the Charlottesville and Central Virginia community." That's what you were talking about.
Amy and her husband Tim and their daughter Hannah and their son Hudson, they are fantastic. We had the opportunity to build for them, I think, probably a half dozen or so years ago. And again, they were moving back to the area. They had grown up in the Madison area, and I think they were moving back from Florida. And but Amy had a very specific idea of what she wanted to do, and we helped her kind of create that from some rough sketches. And they are just fantastic folks, fantastic folks.
Stephanie Wells Rhodes, good friend of this program. Nothing but love for you, Stephanie. Intrastate Pest and Service Companies. Intrastate is honored to work and partner with John Kerber and Dominion Custom Homes. That's from Stephanie Wells Rhodes, one of the key, as you know, contributors and third generation of that business.
They're a fantastic business. They are. They really are. I mean, when we ask, they hop right to. Whenever we need them, there's very little pause. It's just, yeah, we can get it done.
They get it done. 4 generations strong for Intrastate Pest and Service Companies. You killed it, dude. This hour flew by, 66 and change now. I'm grateful for your most precious commodity, your time.
Well, thank you. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It really has, Jerry.
Thank you. Thank you. What we try to do is we try to get our team members and take them out of their comfort zone and help them grow. Mm-hmm. So we close the program every time by asking Harris Tolber, our director, what he learned from the show, give him some face time, and give him a chance to grow as well. Harris Tolber, the show is yours. What did you learn today, sir?
Hey, Jerry. One thing that I really enjoyed about this show is when Mr. Kerber was talking about how much he enjoys doing what he does, particularly when you're talking about getting out of the construction site, smelling the sawdust, and taking it in. Like, I think that's wonderful, and I think that everyone needs to be able to find that same passion in what they do professionally, just to bring as much passion as possible to their area. Also, when Jerry was talking about how a neighborhood is almost its own ecosystem, I totally agree with that. And growing up, my neighborhood was like, it was almost like a sacred place. Like, like growing up, I still feel that connection, whether I communicate with the people I grew up with or not, the kids in my neighborhood, like spiritually, like I know they're out there somewhere, and we all came from the same little corner of the world in our neighborhood. So I totally agree with that metaphor that Jerry used for that.
Harris Tolber.
Check that. Those are some deep thoughts right there. That is awesome.
I love what's happening with you on this team, dude, and the confidence that's coming. I love it. I see it. I love it. I'm truly a team player, Harris. I'm truly grateful for you, sir. Let's close the program down like we always do. Thank you to Harris. Thank you to Judah Wickhauer. Thank you to Lauren Linsky for being a part of this program. It takes 4 people to put this show on every day. 4 people. And the only thing we ask of you is if you like and share the stream. We are here Mondays through Friday from 12:30 to 1:30 with one mission, and it's to make Charlottesville, Virginia a better place by spreading positivity and good vibes. Close the show the same way every single time. Charlottesville, Virginia, please give more than you take. If you give more than you take, you end up winning in the long run anyway. and please embody the golden rule. Can you think about if everyone in Charlottesville and in Central Virginia lived their life by the golden rule of how much better this place would be? Open the door for somebody, smile to somebody, say hello when you're walking down the street. The little things matter. A bunch of little things from a micro standpoint can have a macro impact when done on an everyday basis. I am Jerry Miller. I'm coming back on at 3 o'clock with What's Barking Local with Patty Boden. She's the entrepreneur and owner behind Animal Connection, and we're going to spotlight Green Dogs Unleashed, an animal rescue organization in Central Virginia that takes special needs dogs, like dogs that have hearing impairments, perhaps handicapped with 3 legs. Special needs dogs. There's an organization that is spending their time, their most precious commodity, their time, to special needs dogs. I just love it. I'm Jerry Miller. It's the I Love CVille Show. We truly love connecting with you guys, and we'll see you in an hour and 23 minutes on the I Love CVille Network. Enjoy your day. John,
that was
amazing.
fun.
It was
that
fun.
was
You did
fun.
great.
Thank you.
You did truly did great.
You made it easy.
Well,
you made it easy.
Well, thank you for saying that. I just tried to stay out of your way. I thought your perspective was so good. We got 2 things left. We'll get a photo here for the package.
Okay.
Judah is going to get your email address so we can send you all the content.
Fantastic.
And then we will syndicate and promote this for a 30-day period of time. Tag it on your page, share on your page. You'll have the show in totality, which is an hour and change.